Alright, we're looking at habitat today. We're talking about vernal pools. So usually I make a slideshow to take out all of the filler information and to add kind of updated statistics or definitions to things. But this one's pretty clear and concise, and you don't need a ton of pictures. So I'm just going to read most of it. Alright, vernal pools are wetlands that fill up annually but typically dry out during part of the year. They're usually small, and they're home to any number of organisms, whether that's insects, things only visible on a molecular level, a lot of amphibians, and so you'll see a lot of mating organisms here. So like the salamander run, they visit the vernal pools every year, and so as you walk past one of them, they typically use a lot of sound that you hear from it. Frogs, that kind of thing, because of their mating calls. Vernal pools are they vary greatly in size and shape. Time of filling, surrounding habitat, and water source can vary for the pool. There's no set standard, but they all share two common characteristics in order to be declared a vernal pool. One, they do not permanently hold water, so they dry up at some point. And two, they have no fish. Alright, what makes them special? They improve water quality. They are an excellent educational tool. They serve as a bellwether wetland. They hold floodwaters, and they provide habitat to hundreds of species, including migratory birds. I would add one here. It's a preferred mating habit to many species. Okay, vernal pools are threatened. The major threat to vernal pools is from developers who unknowingly destroy them, so like when there's land development that goes on. Other threats include invasive species, pollution from runoff, mosquito control, destruction of the surrounding habitat, and the lack of community interest in or knowledge of the pool. So with the mosquito control, this is like people want to get rid of the mosquitoes in their backyard, so they go into their vernal pools and they spray pesticides, and it damages a lot of the other organisms, not just the mosquitoes, and kind of a domino effect. You know, anything that feeds off the mosquitoes is damaged, that kind of thing. Here's a picture of a frog. And so, like I said, frogs frequently use vernal pools for mating. So you can help, everyone can do their own share in protecting vernal pools by monitoring and documenting them. I'm going to put a link in the video to where you can report and documenting the pools that you find. Support local efforts to find and monitor vernal pools, raise community awareness, and there's actually a vernal pools partnership service that you can join as well. So, vernal pool monitoring. A lot of people document vernal pools. If the pool is on private property, please don't look at it unless you get permission of a landowner. I know it's really exciting. The salamander run is a big thing. They all call to one another and they meet in a vernal pool and they mate and they lay their eggs. And that's the thing that people actually go out and they do, but it's important not to trespass. Let's see, safety first. They're dangerous to visit at night. A lot of insects there. You don't want to get bitten by a ton of mosquitoes and get ill. So I would be careful with that as well. Map out your path. Yeah, know the area before you go. Okay, yeah, there might be trapping stuff on the land as well. So vernal pools have 6 distinct phases: dry, newly flooded, early spring, mid-spring, late spring, summer, and drying. They usually dry out in the fall. Animals that call vernal pools home include, so I'm just going to list these right off. And again, they don't have any fish. That's a top predator, which means that any of the organisms in here are safe from one of their top predators, which is why it's such a good ground for laying eggs and raising babies. Okay, fairy shrimp, these can only be found in vernal pools. That's what this picture is. And that's spotted salamander down here that I was talking about, the salamander run. Frogs and toads: bullfrog, green frog, northern leopard frog, wood frog, western chorus frog, spring peeper, gray tree frog, Blanchard's cricket frog. Salamanders, we have the eastern red-spotted newt, spotted salamander, tiger salamander, smallmouth salamander, marbled salamander, Jefferson salamander, four-toed salamander, and there's sometimes hybrids of different ones. Vegetation you might find includes buttonbush, sedges, swamp buttercups, manna grass, swamp rose, skunk cabbage, duckweed, and a variety of trees that include American elm, pin oak, swamp white oak, silver maple, red maple, and yellow birch.